Welcome to Culture Beast, everybody.
And I was just thinking, why I don't remember in what episode or why we started doing this, but why the hell did we start welcome to both of us? I don't know why we.
I don't know. It just kind of happened. It sounds like a jet is coming through my house.
Well, you know, I've always wanted to be with good friends here at the End Times, and I've always wanted to be live on the air when it happens. So glad we're all here
Live
together.
action of our deaths by airplane.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 40, almost 40 degrees when I got here. It's now blizzarding. Paul's race cars outside.
I have spent a exorbitant amount of time building this freaking. Yeah, look at that.
Fop cut.
Fob?
Fop. F-O-P. Because I am a fop. It's a fop cut.
You're a fop cut.
No, I'm a... Paul, I'm not going to argue semantics with you on the air. I am a fop. This is a fop cut. You bastard.
I am a Paul. This is a Paul cut.
You know, usually I just say this for fun, but that really, you are uneducated swine, uncultured. You are. Oh, okay.
This grape drink, this orange drink tastes real good today. My daddy showed me paper money. I'm gonna ride my dirt cycle to that there liquor store. Get me some of that sparkling soda.
Oh man! Well, we're off to the races already.
Later, I'm gonna play my git fiddle.
Your what?
My git fiddle.
That's not what I heard.
I'm gonna play my git fiddle for some paper money.
Stop it. That's not. None of that is okay. Oh.
Shouts to the South.
Yeah. Ooh, works now.
So help me.
There's no help for you. Yeah.
Help me in a tangible aspect.
What do you need?
First of all, thank you for this beautiful Holy Grail cigar that you have gifted me.
Yeah. Ave Maria.
So for the people listening and the pleasure of the people viewing, when you open this thing, it presents the freaking cigar. It presents it. It's like, here's this beautiful grail of holiness that I am presenting to the world. Like, how cool.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was just going off about
the coffin.
Yes.
Yeah. It's cool
so
how it just presents itself.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
I tried to. I showed it.
I know. I was making it funny.
You're fopping over there. You're over there fopping to yourself.
Okay, never say that again. Never. We're never saying that on the podcast.
You did? You fopped?
No,
I watched you fop over there.
Not
I watch you take your hand and fop that cigar.
I want to smoke this. Okay. Oh man, no, we're never. Stop it. Stop it. You know what that? No, you just need. We need to breathe. We're having another risotto moment here. Oh fuck.
Oh, should I fop this over here? Keep it to myself.
I think you should definitely keep your fop to yourself.
Okay, I will not fop this.
Oh no.
Holy cow, folks. Ugh.
We've literally been on the air for like 10 minutes and haven't said a damn thing.
Holy cow, folks. Holy cow.
Are you okay?
Oh, I think I'll be all right.
Do you need me to call somebody? I hope the smoke's good. My humidor's been acting up recently.
How so?
Well, it's just not holding humidity like it did.
Your old one or the new one?
No, this one, the
okay.
Tupperware that I got.
I'm really excited about this thing. It just feels good. Like it feels like a good cigar.
It better be.
You've had this before.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about it?
I really liked it. I mean, it's a Connecticut, so it's a little light for me.
I
But
feel like
it's a really you like Connecticut's.
Yeah.
It's a good cigar. I myself have an H. Upman Reserve Churchill.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, they're very good cigars. I'm hoping it smokes.
Ugh.
What are you
this
doing?
off. This wrapper.
There's a fop joke in there somewhere.
On this episode of Culture Beast,
Nothing happened. Nothing's happened yet, Paul.
nothing's happened.
On this episode, we're back in the billing studio.
Yep,
Back
in my
in the
garage.
green chairs.
Yeah, the green
This is a
chairs are
big-
making an appearance.
Yeah, big thing for me.
Mm-hmm. He even has a
I have an
foot
ottoman.
footrest.
An ottoman.
An ottoman.
It's very foppish. I'm not
Very
fopping
foppy,
the
right?
ottoman.
There's
No.
a foppy over there.
Foppy-
They like to call
foppio.
me Big Foppy.
That was terrible.
I know, that's pretty bad.
Okay.
I know. I almost lit the backside of this cigar. I'm glad I didn't. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Here.
I have one.
Well, hurry up, because we really need to start this. Or we're going to lose people.
Oh.
So while Paul is fiddling with his fop over there.
It's fopping all over the place over here. Jeez.
We're having old fashions tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you prepare our old fashions there, Hugh?
Carefully.
With your hands?
Yeah.
Good.
My fop hands.
Lord. Yeah, I might need to borrow yours. Here I am.
Be careful. It's an eyebrow singer, as I call them.
Cinder. Oh gosh. I was like,
So
no.
it's you.
Ooh. I like that.
Good. Smoking good.
Thank you.
You like that?
Good. So with the old fashioned,
Yeah, we used Woodford Reserve Double Oaked.
Mhm.
Shout out to Brian Craig because that's his favorite.
Shouts to Brian. Man, I miss that guy.
Yeah, I do too. He's loving Dallas though.
Good.
Yeah, and then I do mine a little bit different. This is just the way that I like them. I wouldn't necessarily make these in like a restaurant, but I muddle sugar cube, bitters, orange, and a cherry. Muddle it, add bourbon, stir it, and chill it, double strain it. And I don't add cubes in mine. I like it just. I don't like hiding behind the chill. You know?
Sure. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Pairs with my cigar really well.
Good. Mine is it's a hard draw on this cigar, so I'm hoping it opens up here. So yeah, back. This is episode 34? 32.
Yes, 32.
I don't know why I thought it was 34.
Well, I thought it was 33 yesterday, so
Well, what are you gonna do?
well, go back
Months
to 32,
don't go
I
up
guess.
to 33.
Yeah.
But yes. It's like when elevators don't have a number 13 because it's bad luck.
Yes.
We'll just skip 32.
Yeah. Skip 30.
Screw that episode.
How was your last 2 weeks? 2 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah.
How?
Carefully.
Whoa. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, carefully, I think.
Yep.
It's been good. It's been eye-opening.
Ooh.
I've had a lot of illumination on certain relationships and certain things in my life that probably need to go away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
It's
I
good to
love it
bump
when
into
that
those things and make those
Yeah.
decisions. For sure. Tell us about that coat you got going on there.
So, someone very special to me, hand-stitched. So this is my blue coat. This is my 100% Mongolian cashmere coat I've had for a long time. Got
Yep.
it from Montana Vintage.
Yep. I remember you buying that coat.
Oh, love this coat.
Mhm.
You actually said you need the coat.
Yes.
You need to buy the coat.
Yeah,
You were there.
yeah, we were there. Yeah.
The liner, dry rotted, black silk.
Yes.
And you know me, I can't leave anything alone.
Unsoaked.
Well, that's what happens when you fop too much.
Oh, whoa. There's children listening. Sir, there are children listening.
there's not. There's like
Probably
three,
not.
There's
No.
like 3 people,
including our parents. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. My mom doesn't listen anymore. But that's not a you problem.
Bye, Mom.
Yeah, bye. But anyway, so now I have this beautiful Merlot.
It's so freaking
silk
cool.
liner.
It's so cool.
Hand stitched by Adair's mom.
It's so.
And,
shouts to Adair's mom.
Yeah. I mean, it took him a minute to get it, but
It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
It's so good.
and it's very me, I feel.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, it's a great coat. I just wish it billowed more so
Mhm.
people could see it. Because then I'm
Man.
just going like this all the time, and then people are like, "Whoa, okay, somebody's happy to be here."
I got my my jumbo swooshes.
Mm.
Yeah, dude, freaking love these shoes.
Wow,
They're so comfy.
that's aggressive.
They're a very me shoe. The big old jumbo swoosh.
Yeah, that's very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Very an aggressive swoosh.
They're so comfortable too.
They look comfortable.
And it's fun
Is that
'cause
a baseball stitch?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That was
they-
very Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, they're fun shoes. I like them a lot.
That's
I like
really
I like
cool.
having like a bright accent on these. Because believe it
Yeah.
or not, I do
You're
think
a
about my
bright accent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's very nice of you. I really appreciate that.
Well, I get you get one nice comment from me a month, so it's a
I'll
subscription-based
take
service.
it. Yeah, I need to re-up apparently because I'm about to run out.
No, that's actually when you re-up is when you get insulted.
Oh, okay. So I'll have to re-up late by the end of this.
Yeah, probably. So I've been thinking a lot about a lot of things this last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'd like to talk about them.
Okay. My week's been good though. Thank you.
I was actually about to set this down and ask you, but now I'm not going to flip and do it. Nobody, and you know what, Paul? Nobody cares about your flipping 2 weeks.
That's probably true. Go ahead. What are you going to talk
go
about?
ahead. No, please tell us about the mediocrity of your 2 weeks.
Well, my mediocrity was hoarding a whole bunch of cardboard.
Yeah, that was
in
excessive.
the hopes of building a custom wide body kit for my mediocre race car that I'm building.
It is quite mediocre.
It is. It's very grassroots.
I like it.
It's very grassroots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a fun journey. It's arduous, but it's good.
There's a $5 word. I love that word.
Arduous.
I hardly ever could use it in a sentence.
It's one of my new favorite words, arduous.
Well, it would be. That's what it's like dealing with you.
Yes, my life is arduous.
five.
Hey. Yeah, it's been fun to build. The whole purpose of building the wide fenders on it. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen my shenanigans. Starting with cardboard, making a template, filling it with spray foam. I pushed the Focus outside to clean my garage so we can record in here today.
And now
Panicked.
it's snowing.
Yeah, it started to snow, so I panicked. Thankfully, Hugh set most of the stuff up today while I tended to the foam on my car.
First time for everything.
Hey, and you did great, dude. It looks nice.
Thanks. Well, it's the least I could do under short notice.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I wasn't expecting snow. I was like, I'll be fine. Just push it out. I've invested like $100 in that spray foam. It took a long time to apply.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually like a shape that I want it to be, like first go. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it looks great.
thank you. So the whole reason why I'm doing this is because I got race slicks that are wider than my last ones were. My last ones were 225 45 17s
That's a tire size?
tire size, and my new tire size is 225 45 17.
Oh.
So wider is definitely going to rub.
Yeah.
And
Not that the other ones rubbed at all.
no, they rubbed a ton.
Yeah,
and
that was sarcasm.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't rub through the sidewall completely. I'm surprised they still hold
too.
air. So I just, I could have bought fender flares for, $700 and then had to cut them up anyways to make them fit what I want them to do. Or I could just go through the process and make my own. So
Yeah, and I think it's great that you're doing that.
Thanks.
I do.
Thank you. I just hope it turns out well and it looks decent,
Yeah.
So I think it's getting there. I can see the.
Well,
I can see
it's
the
kind of pass fail, which I always thought was
Mhm.
easier. It's either going to look great or it's going to look hood rat.
Yes.
But
So the first one that I built was on my 96 Legacy wagon, which I was building for the same purpose I'm doing this now, except for I'm actually doing this one.
Yay.
I built it in like 2007. So I had very, very little like craftsmanship skills at the time. had never worked with fiberglass or had any sort of like building ability back then, and it turned out okay. One of my friends came over really, really high and like completely messed up one side of it, where I just couldn't fix it. So there's that kind of sucked. And so I could approach this one from a much better, more wise perspective.
Yeah, by not having high friends over.
Yes. Yeah. And letting like people have said they want to help with the project, but like I really, it's hard for me to translate like what I see in my head into what they're doing. You know, have the same result.
Yeah.
It's like if someone wanted to help build like a clay pot, you know, only one person can really build that. You know, otherwise you're gonna have two kind of different interpretations of it. It should just be one.
It's a very interesting analogy.
Yeah, it was pretty bad,
yeah,
honestly.
It's
What else could I use?
Not clay pots.
It's like
What are you over here, Legend of Zelda? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. It's like building a risotto. Just kidding.
No, I can't today. I've already laughed like I'm out of breath right now.
Getting
That's why I'm not talking much.
out.
Like, oof.
Yeah, so it's good. I'm excited about it. Yeah, thanks for asking.
So as you can see, I'm wearing rings. I have a watch. I have a hat.
Yes.
You know, the coat. I mean, you know. And I was thinking, you know, because I like to talk about fashion just like you do, but accessories.
Yes.
So like rings, watches, ties.
Yes.
In my world, cufflinks, things like that. In your world, hats. Different
Shoes.
colored shoelaces.
Yes. Sometimes I like to wear different bracelets.
Yeah, bracelets.
Sometimes I like to throw a watch in there.
Yeah, see, and it's a good thing, right?
One of the most recent style changes that I've liked to make. I didn't say that in a sense at all. One of the most recent styles I've enjoyed trying out is like distressed denim, some like kind of fun Nike, like a white
it's always Nike,
like a white button up, and then like a cap, like a so kind of
like that cap.
Yeah, like this cap, or like a flex fit or something like that.
It's a flex fit.
Similar style hat, just a little bit more flat, or like a trucker hat with it. Something that's just kind of fun, a little bit more. I don't know. Throw like a watch on with it, like with a bracelet next to it. You know, that kind of look, which is kind of different, but I like that look a lot.
Well, if you like it, you should wear it.
Thank you.
So my question is,
yes,
accessories, are they a necessity or are they annoying?
For me, it depends on the season, because I typically wear less accessories around my wrist in the season, in winter, because you're not going to see them, so why wear them, you know?
Yeah.
So, because typically your sleeves go over whatever you're wearing. Your watch is super dope, by the way.
The chair on fire.
That would be awesome.
You. My friend Brandon got me this watch.
That's a cool watch. Is it Fossil?
It's a Breda.
Oh, nice. I can't see it from here.
That's okay. I can't see you. It's a watch.
Fair. It's a watch.
It's a watch.
So it doesn't watch. It just
sees. No, it watches.
There's a pun in there
stare.
somewhere. Oh yes, that'd be creepy.
That would be.
Yeah, I like.
It's a good question, though.
It is a good question. Yeah.
Question. For me, it's a necessity.
A necessity. Okay.
I forgot. Oh, I had to stop the whole thing. Go out and get my ring. Like, because it's like for me, it's the fondant. It's the icing on the cake for me. It's the little designs that, you know, it is like, it's the bitters. It's the glue for this. Yeah. The bitters is the glue of the cocktail. The accessories for me are the glue for my outfit. That and shoes.
You're very good at accessorizing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I think some people find them like annoying. You know, like they don't wear them, or they want to wear them but they don't. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different.
Yeah, and I think accessories are kind of a they have to really be kind of sifted through, like what you like and what works for you, and like what you're going to enjoy wearing it with. Does that make sense? Because I've watched your accessories kind of change over the years. You know, I mean, you've primarily had one ring, Yep, that ring. But then you've started accessorizing with a few more rings in the last few years. Yep. Yeah, you've always been good at accessorizing, but you understand, like, there's certain accessories that go better with certain things, certain outfits for sure. So,
do you consider shoes an accessory?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I guess.
I don't.
What? Help me work through this
It's a
thought.
staple part of the outfit. For me, the shoes can make or break it. An accessory is an accent, right? But the shoe can make or break the outfit. I don't think an accessory can make or break an outfit.
Sure.
That's why it's an accessory.
What about a belt?
I think a belt is an accessory.
Can it make or break an outfit?
No.
Really?
I don't think so. Well, if you know, like, not to wear certain color belts, certain color things and stuff,
Sure.
then yeah, it's not going to ruin an outfit. If you're a moron, then yeah, it could ruin an outfit.
For those who do not understand the principles of proper belt wearing,
You're a moron.
would you care to explain in less insult?
I really want this cigar to stay lit, and it's not. So, if I'm wearing brown shoes, I'm wearing a brown belt. If I'm wearing black shoes, I'm wearing a black belt.
Right.
Here's the kicker.
Pun intended.
Fabric belt in the summer. Fabric belt or woven leather belt in the summer. Solid leather belt in the winter. Yeah. And if you're going to wear suspenders, put buttons on your pants, not clips, for Pete's sake. Let's be adults here. However, I love a good summer linen pant with the straps on the side to cinch, the cinch straps. Without a belt. It looks great.
Yeah.
Loose linen shirt tucked in, unbuttoned halfway. Jacket over your shoulder, loafers.
I've wanted to get into chinos. I just haven't found a pair that fit really well. I don't know.
I will show you the way.
I've tried on a few different ones, but I've never found anything that I like really enjoy. I got a weird body.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, some stuff fits really, really well. Some doesn't.
There's a chino. It's like a hat. There's a chino out there for you.
Yes, there is.
I will help you show you the way.
Which one did you like?
Most of them.
Really?
No. I've gotten into these new ones that have a stretch in them a little bit, which is great. I highly recommend. And not spandex, because spandex wears out over time.
Yeah.
There's another material, and I can't remember. You could ask me 5 minutes ago. I could have told you. But it's a natural stretch, and it's really nice.
Yeah, because I feel like the chinos I've tried on, they either taper well, or they're too tight, or I go bigger and then they taper weird and they just look funky, you know?
Well,
so
you tailor them. You have them altered.
I would not have them altered. I would prefer to not have them altered.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I just want them to fit.
Well, that's not always ideal.
No, but I'm not
It's
going
not
to take
always
like
gonna
American
happen.
Eagle things and be like, here, will you please tailor this?
Why not?
I don't know. I guess I don't think about it.
Well, maybe you should start.
Who tailors here in Billings?
There's like 4 of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Who do you like to go to here?
Jerry. Elite Couture Sewing.
Above,
Belle
no.
Blanc.
Yeah, Belle Blanc. Yeah.
Jerry's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, she's amazing.
What is tailoring run? I don't even know.
I don't. I've been out of the game.
Is it per piece probably?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's usually a flat rate. You should check it out.
Yeah, maybe it will. That'd be kind of nice.
So this goes into the. I have a challenge, Culture Beast challenge for you.
Ooh, okay.
A spring summer wardrobe challenge. And I expect something reciprocated that I have. So the challenge I came up with.
Okay.
It's a spring summer wardrobe challenge.
Okay.
We have to challenge each other to get something in the spring that we normally wouldn't get, that we think the other would benefit from, and then we have to wear it twice a month in the summer.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. I assume you have something picked out for me already. Okay. I'm pretty excited, actually.
Waistcoats.
Waistcoats.
Yes.
Okay.
I think with your distressed denim and the button up and everything, if you threw on a waistcoat, even unbuttoned, buttoned up without the shirt tucked, it would look so great.
I've owned a couple waistcoats in my life.
That's my challenge to you.
Okay.
In spring, you got to find a waistcoat. Summer, you got to wear it twice a month.
Okay.
Documented proof.
Okay.
I like it.
I like that too. I think for you, a pair of Nikes.
No. I don't
think no was a stipulation in that.
Dang it.
I didn't hear no being a part of that contract.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get a pair of Nikes.
Okay.
Do I get to pick them?
Do I get to pick my waistcoat?
Yeah.
Okay, then you can pick
I'm
your
going to give you a bunch of shit if it's wrong, but...
I will support you in whatever shoe...
Well, that's the main difference between you and me, isn't it?
By support, I mean guide you verbally.
Yeah. No, hey, Paul, I found my shoe. No, you did not. Keep looking.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Waistcoat. Send me some ideas, some... Some, I don't know if you have some photos of some inspiration. But
way ahead of you.
Cool. I like that. Yeah, I don't know. Like for me, I like when I know I'm driving my Beetle, I want to have like a Beetle kind of outfit, you know? When I know I'm driving my dune buggy, I want to have a dune buggy outfit. You know?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun.
I've never felt closer to you than I do right now.
Yeah, it's super fun. So I think
when I had that 86 85 XJ6 the
Mm-hmm.
Jag, if you notice, I never drove it not dressed up.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah,
I never did.
That's true.
I never did.
One of my favorite things last year was like wearing something nice, driving my Beetle and listening to 50s music in my headphones as I drove.
Yeah.
There was just something like borderline holy about that experience.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it just felt
you're transcending the
great.
realm of time. You know, you're going back to a time where
yeah.
life was happier and simpler.
Mm-hmm. So, you know how I appreciate like intentionality. I'm learning intentionally with my car builds.
Oh, God.
So I have a old vintage suitcase that I bought specifically for the Beetle.
Yeah.
And I'm filling it with like time period correct things.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have a pair
You're
of like...
becoming a hoarder.
Kind of, but it's kind of like one of those that fun thing in that car that like you open and you're like, okay, this would really fit in this era of car. You know?
No, I do know.
It's almost like it's like a tool set.
I've just been in your house, and I don't think you have any room for more stuff.
That's why it's going in a suitcase, and the suitcase is going to go into the car, so I don't have to look at it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes,
because it's getting ridiculous.
I know, dude. I know.
Like, there's a lot going on.
I know. So it's something that I'm trying to work on, like decluttering my house. I'm trying to get through that. A lot of it has been like looking at my garage and being like, okay, like what do I actually need in here? What I'm actually going to use, or what can go somewhere else?
Bye.
Yes. So as I took you downstairs and showed you like each shelf is for each vehicle.
Yeah, I was very proud of that.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. So each oil is going to go on each shelf for each vehicle, you know, because I don't need oil all the time for, you know, only when I'm doing oil changes I have extra left over, right? Yeah. So it can go with that car, can sit with that shelf.
That's great.
Yeah, so just kind of some practicality, some organizing. You know, my key holder that you saw, that was a part.
I love that. The old ammo box.
Thank you. That was a part of that intentional decluttering, kind of making it feel a little bit cleaner.
It's so great, and it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's perfect for it.
Thank you.
You should post a picture of that on Culture Beast.
Yeah, I should actually.
You should.
I think I will.
A little DIY.
DUI.
DUI? What is it? DUI.
Nope, that's expensive.
You don't have to tell me. They are expensive, especially the first time. What is it?
DIY.
Oh, that's what I meant. DUI. Yep.
Do yourself it. Wait. Well, that's what it'd be. Do yourself it.
You need to stop fopping.
Do it yourself.
What do you got?
What do I got? I've been realizing on a fashion topic.
We're fashion heavy tonight.
Fashion heavy.
Same.
It's summer's difficult for fashion for me.
Really?
Yeah, because like in winter I do like to accessorize with like a coat or like a sweatshirt, you know, I like to pop a little like a longer white shirt at the bottom of what I'm wearing, you know, it's kind of an extra color, right? Yeah. Tying with my shoe or whatever, right? Or hat. But summer is just basically like t-shirt, jeans, shoes, sometimes a hat. You know, like it's hard to like I'm not gonna be wearing like something extra over my t-shirt most of the time.
Why not?
Because it just gets hot. You know, I don't want to be like in a
linen. Linen is your friend.
I just don't know if I can pull off linen. I don't know with my style. I don't know if it calls for linen.
A linen button-up instead of a cotton one.
Button-ups are super hit or miss for me, though. Like, sometimes I like them, and then sometimes, like, the collar drives me absolutely crazy. Having things around my neck is, like, yeah, I know. I'm weird. Like, when I worked at a coffee shop and we had to wear aprons, that, like, hung around my neck the entire time and just drove me absolutely crazy. Almost got fired for it.
We stopped doing Culture Beast and started into a therapy session for Paul.
And then when I was 3...
It went around my neck and I couldn't handle it. I just don't know what I would do. I think that summer, for me, summer's not hard because but my wardrobe for winter and summer is so drastically different.
Yeah.
Like my hats are different.
Mm-hmm.
My shoes are different. Mm-hmm. I'm a hoarder for loafers. I have way too many.
Yeah.
I don't wear most of them.
Yeah.
I need to stop that. But
I got into loafers a little bit at one point, but man, I just don't know if that's my vibe, you know?
I think it is. I think it's great.
I think I can if I decide to, but most of the time I'm not comfortable in them. I don't know.
What I learned about loafers is the hidden socks.
The hidden socks. Yeah. You have to do the hidden socks for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Before, like, hidden socks were like really popular or like more accessible. So there was a time in like 2000, you know, like 6, 7, 8 when it was really hard to find hidden socks, right? So I just like go barefoot because I just don't want to have like real long socks.
Yeah.
So me and my coworkers, we kind of like dressed up as much as we could the other day at work, you know. So I wore like my shoes from Montana Vintage, you know, and so that was fun.
I was standing on those for 8 hours.
Difficult.
Yeah.
Not great. I mean, not I've worn them to shoot weddings and to a couple of vacations, so I'm familiar with them. They're mostly for my feet now, and I do like it. You know, I do like wearing that stuff every once in a while, but it's not like my MO. Like you pull it off really well, because you
confidence.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
if you went in there and like I rock this, you will.
Mm-hmm. And I did. I think I looked good. You know. Decent anyways. Yeah, I think chinos are the next step for me. I think chinos would be a fun summer thing to wear.
No, the vest is the next step for you.
Yeah.
Dude, a vest with good chinos.
Mm-hmm.
Loafers, chinos, a good vest, a good button-up, and a good hat. You'd be killing it.
I could see that.
Money. Cash money. Money.
And then we win a voice.
Yeah.
An emote.
Yeah. Damn it.
What else you got?
I want to talk about St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, that's weird.
It's coming up.
Okay.
It's next week.
I've never had a conversation about St. Patrick's Day.
We're going to talk about it because I'm going to give a couple of recommendations.
Oh, okay. Of
the alcoholic persuasion.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
Not just green beer, huh?
No. Okay. No. I think that everybody loves Guinness on St. Patrick's Day, and I have nothing against that. I love Guinness. I love a good Guinness.
Absolutely.
However, there are so many more Irish whiskeys than Jameson.
Yes.
And so many more Irish whiskeys that are better than Jameson.
Okay.
Redbreast.
Okay.
Redbreast 12. If you can get the 21 and want to spend the money, get the 21
mm-hmm.
the year. But if the Redbreast 12, you're gonna spend $50 to $60. Okay. And it is such a superior Irish whiskey.
Really?
Until Silky.
What?
Silky is an Irish whiskey that I found in Bozeman.
Mm-hmm.
And their aged whiskey is $39 a bottle.
Interesting.
And it's better than Jameson.
Really?
It's better than Jameson. Yeah. The best Irish whiskey I've ever had was Redbreast 21, followed closely by Jameson 18 year. Having said that, Also, Bushmills. Bushmills is the oldest whiskey, 1608.
Wow. I think we've had Bushmills.
We've had Bushmills.
Yes.
Bushmills is
Yes.
delicious.
Yes, it was very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's other options, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, you want your Guinness, get a black and tan.
Mm-hmm.
A good black and tan on St. Patrick's Day. A good black and tan on St. Patrick's Day.
Oi, that's 3:30.
Okay, St. Patrick's Day is in Australia, but
Tree. It's 3:30. They say 3 for 3. They say
and
3.
now, live on camera, Paul Aspen has a stroke.
3.
You know, like you literally, I didn't know if you had like a glitch or something. Like, but yeah, and I think so many people, and I was thinking about this the other day, like so many people, they're like, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day, I'm gonna smoke.
Smoke
I'm
with
gonna
me.
drink Jameson. It's like, why?
Yeah, I guess for me, okay, so you know that I kind of buck like popular stuff real hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jameson has always been that brand that I associate with like frat parties and, you know, just kind of like, I don't know.
Just like that, nobody in Ireland is ever going to watch this again.
I get it, but like, I don't know. I guess I just kind of strayed away from Jameson, just the reputation that I've seen it have. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and because, let's face it, it's not that good, is it?
I haven't tried it because
What?
Yeah, because
because you have this mainstream problem.
I do. But it sounds like I'm not missing much. So my mainstream.
My point is, there's so many more Irish whiskeys. You want to do an Irish car bomb? I understand that. Do your car bomb, whatever. It's stupid.
That's what I mean.
But like, do a black and tan instead of a Guinness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do something different this year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still gonna do corned beef and hash, or corned beef and cabbage because I love it.
Yep.
You know, I do. I flippin' love it,
Mm-hmm.
and I will always make it.
Yes.
But like, I'm probably gonna do black and tans in my house.
Love it.
Love black and tans.
I don't know if I've ever had a really good black and tan.
I had one. It was actually really good. It was not around St. Patrick's Day, but it was called a Copper Apple, and it was Angry Orchard and Copper John out of Missoula. That amber ale they do.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it was really good.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, but I love. I mean, even Harps and or you know whatever. There's so many beers you can do black and tan with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can do a black and tan with, you know, Party Lager from Matt Brewing and Cold Smoke. You can. Mm-hmm. You're allowed.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that and I wrote it down because it was bothering me.
I love that.
It was really bothering me. So
I love that. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, most of the conversation I have around St. Patrick's Day is what you can and cannot wear at work. How the degree of green that you're supposed to wear, and terrible beer with green coloring in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a shirt one time that said, well, it said a naughty word, and then me, I'm Irish, right? And I'm saying that because every time I go to say a naughty word, I realize that your mother listens.
Thanks for censoring.
Yeah. Here for you, Mama. So, I think that's not something you should wear to work. At least my boss didn't think so.
No, probably not.
But I think some sort of green.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a nice green ensemble that I put on.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess green, like that color green for me is just like like the true green. I hate true green.
Well, true green hates you.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Fine.
Hate me. And lime green are. Ugh.
I love lime green.
Yeah.
I have lime green underpants.
Okay. Gonna wear it on St. Patrick's Day?
That was an overshare.
Very
no,
much.
I don't have lime green pants. I have hot pink underpants.
Okay, that's better than lime green.
Calvin Klein's, baby.
It's better than lime green.
That's very true.
Yes.
That's very true.
Because I feel like, okay, especially on cars, lime green as an accent on cars drives me flipping crazy because you get the folks, especially Subaru drivers, that are like, I'm gonna do lime green on my mirrors, I'm gonna do lime green around my door trim, I'm gonna do lime green on my calipers, I'm gonna do lime green on my badges, and the car is blue, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you
It really bothers you, doesn't it?
so much.
I think you should tell us more about that.
So there I was.
See, nobody's gonna find this funny but us, and that's okay.
Yeah. There will be one person like, yes, screw this.
Speaking of terrible cars,
Okay.
designs,
Yes.
like with that,
Yes.
have you seen the new S63 AMG Mercedes?
I don't think so.
Have you seen the inside of it?
No.
I'm gonna change your life. I think it is absolutely stupid. See, Mom, you've really changed everything.
See, I'm thinking like the interior looking like the Cafe of Friends.
No.
No?
It's honestly so disgusting.
Does it look like...
Now, the outside is gorgeous.
Does it
Because
look...
it's an S-Class.
Does it look like Patrick's house on SpongeBob?
No, worse.
No. Wow.
So, like, here's the outside.
Oh, yeah.
It's very nice.
Especially in white. Holy cow.
Great grill, great car.
Gorgeous.
Toned down.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
It's great, right? But if I ask the Google to show me the interior...
Oh, gosh.
Look at the steering wheel and tell me somebody isn't getting fired. Because there's so much going on. There's so much. Look how atrocious that is.
Ah.
What happened? What happened? They have 2 tiers of buttons on the steering wheel on each side. How many buttons do you need?
Does it come with Jordy to help guide you?
Look at, I mean, like...
Does Captain Kirk show up? And
like, what? And then look at the vents. Like, it's just... Take this. Look at it. Like zoom in. Like,
I feel
zoom
like
in. Make it worse.
When you put it in drive, you have to say, engage.
Okay, first of all, don't hate on Jean-Luc Picard. Okay?
I'm not. I'm just
That's
saying
my
this is
captain.
exactly what this interior looks
To
like.
boldly go where no car manufacturer
Yes,
should ever
exactly.
go again.
You have to have
Yes.
regiment in the Starfleet.
You know, as a nerd, I really, really appreciated how you struggled through that just there.
I tried, man. I tried to be relevant.
You really did.
I did.
Yeah, I'm
My
really
dad
proud
was a
of you.
Trekkie growing up.
Yeah, I still am.
Wow.
It's terrible.
How did they miss so hard on this?
I don't know. It's one of the greatest contrasts of like beautiful outside, shitty inside I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because you remember, like the previous S-Class had those gorgeous diamond cut vents, you know, the dials, the round, and
yeah.
it had that curve, and it had all the ambient lighting, and that this is just industrial.
Yeah, it's like cyberpunk industrial.
And the steering wheel with those 2 bars, it looks like a catamaran.
Catamaran.
You know, like one of those yachts with like one too many masts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like, it's not even attractive.
No.
And like, look at the door sill.
Yeah. Yeah.
It comes all the way up.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No, it's disgusting. But it gets better.
By better, you mean worse?
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Oh gosh.
So if you look at the right hand of the steering wheel, the dial, that's the climate control.
Oh. What? Why?
Yeah.
Oh my.
What?
Weird.
Like you can, to my knowledge, you can like make them do different things. But like it's so
like on like an F1 steering wheel, where you can, yeah.
It's so disgusting. It's so bad. It's so bad. But wait, Paul.
Oh gosh.
There's more.
I don't know if I can handle more in this thing.
No, you're gonna.
You're
I'm
gonna
force freaking feed you.
Gonna.
Let me find the right picture. Look at the back seats and tell me if you notice anything. Like you have this beautiful Alcantara headliner, you have this beautiful leather, Designo leather, diamond. Can you notice anything that looks like it's from Target?
Let me get eyes on this.
Does anything look like it was bought in the Target home section?
The headrests.
They put cheap ass cloth pillows
Yes.
on the headrest.
Yes.
We live in a memory foam age, Paul.
We do.
And why they bringing us down pillows? Tell me that doesn't look so out of place.
They really do.
I found a Mercedes that I hate.
It's like their sweet little nan made them something they couldn't say no to putting them on.
So
They put it on just for
slip
nan.
covers.
Yeah.
Oh.
We couldn't tell nan no. She was so sweet. She gave it to
I'm
us.
so upset
She
with
gave it to us
this.
for Christmas.
Because I love the AMG and I love the S63 because it's such a big and comfortable car that having it, be an 800 horsepower monster doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So the miss.
But it's just terrible
From a design perspective.
Oh, and then it gets better. Look at this angle of the wheel. Tell me that doesn't look like something.
A yoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like prominently raised, so the depth is not even right. They didn't. It looks like the outside of the car was designed by German physicists, and the inside of the car was done by German children with crayons. Like it does not. Like when you used to draw the cars and it had like 6 wheels, and you had like 8 windows, and it had like you had all these things, 4 slats on your steering wheel. Like this was designed by kindergartners.
Yes, that's absolutely
I'm
right.
so upset.
The huge miss, like design wise, is the outside is simple. It's refined. It's not overstated. They're not trying to do too much on the outside, right?
No.
And then the inside, they're like, what do we have left? What have we not thought of? Like, let's do some shrooms.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is the carbon package. I mean, look at that.
It's gorgeous.
It's stunning.
And then the interior looks like they gave children mushrooms and a box
Not
of
in this
crayons.
country, but maybe in another one.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, look at even the back. Like they took a cue from the CLS. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's stunning.
That's probably one of the best modern Mercedes they've made.
I completely agree. Until you look
Until
at
you get
the
into the
inside.
interior, yeah. Interesting. You
I'm
get in
just-
and you're like, am I in
I'm
this?
so upset.
Did I teleport
I'm
to
so
a different
upset.
car? Am I
Yeah,
in the
and
same
not that
thing?
Culture Beast has any pull, but Mercedes,
No.
you know better.
You know better.
It's like take your kids to work day,
Yeah.
and you had a quick meeting and you left them unsupervised, and suddenly they knew how to send a fax to like the publishing department,
Totally.
Like that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, that's a very good comparison.
I'm very
good
upset
message,
about it. And I know that people are like, oh, it's a $130,000-$40,000 car. Yeah, but it the S-Class, we've said it on Culture Beast so many times, it's the staple. It's the staple of automobile design, innovation, technology. It is the staple. What is standard on an S-Class today in 10 years will be standard on most automobiles.
And hopefully, yes, that is
Hopefully
not.
the interior will not be.
Yes, hopefully not. But the exterior looks fantastic.
Active arrow.
Oh, interesting.
And grills say open and close.
Really? That's pretty cool.
For maximum efficiency and aerodynamics.
Huh.
Yeah.
Spencer showed me a picture of the new Ferrari SUV. If you don't get a lawsuit saying that, right? Next to and
Yep.
yeah,
Tracking.
yes. And above it was a Mazda like X3, CX3 or something like
Same
that.
car.
Same freaking car.
Same car.
The
Not
A
only that-
pillar, the B pillar, the C pillar.
Not only that, but it's absolutely atrocious. It has Ferraris have soul. Their design is soulful.
Yeah.
It's almost like a mournful thing.
Right.
It's seductive. It's sultry. It's emotional.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they only did one because everybody else is doing it.
That's yeah.
Because they're the last ones to do it.
Right.
Aston Martin has a freaking SUV.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Which I think looks reasonably good.
You and I are split on that.
Reasonably.
No.
Emphasis on reasonably. Which supercar manufacturer do you think makes the best
This is
SUV?
Culture Beast conversation.
Yes.
I'm.
If you have to drive one for a year, what would you drive? Pause for effect.
No, I'm legit. I'm trying to give this due diligence here.
I like this.
I think I would drive a Urus.
Because
One, it really has grown on me since it's come out, but it really it performs how you want a Lamborghini to perform.
yeah,
And I feel like the other ones, they are a Ferrari, they are an Aston Martin, they are a Bentley,
Mm-hmm.
they are a Rolls Royce, right? But they don't perform because they're so big.
Mm-hmm.
The Bentayga is great in a straight line, but it's a big flipping car. Okay.
yeah, yep,
But that Urus, I mean, you saw Jeremy Clarkson took it around that snow track
Mhm.
against that 911 Carrera 4S, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And if it had slightly longer straights, it would have taken that 911.
Yeah.
On the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And it can do what other Lamborghinis, like Lamborghinis are outrageous.
Yeah.
They're outrageous, outlandish, crazy ass cars. And the Urus is that. Even the name, like it sounds like something you have to go to the doctor for.
That's
I
fact.
love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. And then those ads where the people are all excited and the
Yeah.
person in the narrating is like, "You could die," and they're like, "Yeah, cheers."
I'm here to tell you that would be my pick. What would be your
Okay.
pick? I already know, but
Oh gosh.
I think.
I don't know, man. I think you have a pretty good argument for that. I like that the Urus it has it commands attention.
It does.
You know what you're looking at when you see it, and you can't believe you saw it.
In real life, they're massive.
Yeah,
They're huge.
but they hustle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you see them mobbing, and you're like,
Dude,
wow.
And they mob.
And you
And there's like 21-inch wheels on that thing. I mean, they're massive.
here's one of the most understated qualifications for a well-designed car. You think about it for at least a couple minutes after you've seen it,
Yes.
and that's what the Urus is.
Yes.
You
do.
run it back in your
Mhm.
head when you saw it, and that to me is one of the biggest defining factors.
Did you know that standard the Urus comes with lime green brake calipers?
And that's exactly why I go to the Aston Martin. I'm just kidding.
I'm not kidding. Every Urus I've seen except the yellow one has had lime green brake calipers.
What to go yellow then?
Well, I think you're absolutely right. The also, like, if I buy a Lamborghini, I want it to behave like a Lamborghini, and it does. It's crazy. It's nuts, and it's loud.
Yeah.
They're mean sounding.
Mhm.
They got a freaking V10 in them.
Yeah. Can you put the F-Pace in that category?
No, I don't think so.
Because
the
Jack
F-Pace-
is kind of in that gray area where
The
they're not
F-Pace
supercar,
doesn't
but
go
they're
200
classy.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
And we said what supercar manufacturer? Jack hadn't made a supercar since the XJ 220.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't think so. No.
No. But
If
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I do. I think for me, the Cullinan is in there, the Bentayga is in there, the Rolls Royce and Bentley respectively,
Right.
the Lamborghini Urus, the Ferrari, however you say that, and the
Subaru Ascent.
I said it. What was the other one? Aston Martin, the DBX.
Yeah, yeah.
Like because it has to come. Because to me, a supercar will reach 200 miles an hour, so it has to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Having said that, there are certain other SUVs that will, like the Range Rover SVR. I think is like 193 or something crazy like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But I wouldn't have that because it's there's nothing special about it besides the big engine.
Yeah, I think I would. You're right in what you would suggest for me. The Aston Martin.
It's a small thing.
Yeah, it's small. I like its obscurity in the world.
You like the interior too, don't you?
I
'Cause
love the interior.
It's so clean.
Yeah, it's just well sought.
It reminds me of the
sorted.
S90.
Like that's the kind of car that if I had to drive that for a year, I would be like, okay, I'll get in that.
Yeah.
And I'll look back at it when I look at it. You know. Yeah, I think that'd be.
If
the
you had to
move.
drive a supercar for a year, not a hypercar, a supercar, what would you drive?
would the MC20 fall in that category?
Yes, it would.
Yes, I'll drive that. The
Yeah, I
Maserati
should've known.
MC20.
I was just really giving you a shameless
like
plug.
it's I'm starting to see some aftermarket companies get a hold of that thing, and they are cool.
Dude, that like sky blue color they do on that.
Yeah, and paint matching some of the stuff looks really nice. There's a company building some like a different bumper, like some kind of like style aspects of it that aren't gaudy. You know, they're just really nice on that thing. I don't know, man. I like the obscurity of those. I like that they're, you know, like for me, it's funny, like the gentleman's like supercar. You know, it's not like a fanboy thing. It's just like refined and sorted, which is kind of the opposite of like my style. You know, I guess in some ways, you know, like
in some ways it is.
Yeah.
I think.
What about you?
I think that's a good contender.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because there's so many to choose from, and there's so many that I like. And I said no hypercars for myself because instantly I would have said the P1.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have survived the year.
That'd be a horrible car to drive all year.
I would die.
Every day driving that thing?
If I had to choose a supercar that I would choose 911 Turbo.
That's a strong choice.
That's 203 miles an hour. Like, or something crazy like that. Like,
yeah.
Turbo S. It's conventional. You know, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
It'll get up and flip and go. And it's not normally what you think of a supercar because it's not flashy and you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's a supercar because it's flipping fast.
Yeah.
It's 0 to 60 in 3 something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a traditional. It's not a supercar in the traditional sense. But yeah, I could see that.
If I had to choose like a rear engine, you know, something like that, supercar, I would probably the 488.
Here's a Culture Beast conversation.
Ooh.
Why hasn't anybody else tried the Porsche platform?
I wonder if they trademarked it.
Maybe. I mean, the last company to try was the Corvair.
Yeah, that went well. Literally advertised it unsafe at any speed.
Yeah.
Like, no.
And they're starting to become more. People are starting to enjoy them more. I guess they're becoming more popular. I mean, John Ludwig has built a really beautiful car.
Yeah,
that one's cool. Chop the roof on it. You know, that sort of thing.
I think.
It's
unconventional. I think that's
one of the
most
tried and true platforms out.
No. There's a reason they've not really changed it because it works, and it does. It works, and for me, having driven, you know, the Cayman, the Boxster, or the 718 Coupe, the 718 Spider, the Boxster, the Cayman, the 911, and several variants of the 911, driven the Panamera. I that is how a sports car should behave. Yeah. It is a amazing driving experience. And you just, it's lucid. You fall in love with a Porsche. You do. And because they have soul, you know. And I've never met, like, I own a Nissan. Yeah. I've never met a Nissan with soul. Right. I've never met a Toyota with soul.
Have you met a Kia Soul?
Oh, we're moving on. Thank you. How dare you? What else you got?
That's a good question, though. Yeah?
It is. I don't, and I rarely will answer this way. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That's a really, because if you think about it, yeah, nobody else. I mean, now the flat displaced engine, Subaru grabbed onto that real quick. Other people have done it. Yep. But nobody's done it like they have. Right. I mean, those flat sixes that they put in the 911s are a force of nature. They are a eloquently precise machine.
Yeah, I mean, you can, like, with the new Corvette C8, you can see where they got their inspiration from, right? Like, it's, you know, Ferrari gets the same thing from Lamborghini. Lamborghini gets the same thing from Maserati.
For a full race season.
The what? The C8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not crash all the time.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
I would like to see more car manufacturers mess with that. But I mean, think about how long it took to do the mid-engine Corvette. I mean, they planned that since. I mean, it's been in the planning, for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah, still a great move on their part for sure. Yeah, I have other topics.
Please.
Formula One. Hey. With I fulfilled my commitment.
Okay.
Yes, I watched the very first one. I even subscribed to ESPN.
Wow.
Yes, so I can watch it. Woke up early.
You didn't have to do that. You can use mine.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
I get 5 accounts on it. You can use mine.
Do you?
Yeah.
Dang it. Maybe we'll cancel it.
Yeah.
Either way, it's pretty interesting.
A lot of rules.
A lot of rules. Some that I didn't expect, like with tires. I didn't realize that was. I mean, I know tire strategy is a thing in WRC, but it's not like you have to use these, you know. It's like they get to choose, which is one thing that I like about WRC is
it's very regulated.
But I think it's cool. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, obviously, I'm still trying to understand fully like the drama behind all the rules and how they play into stuff.
Yeah. It'll take a good season.
Yeah.
I've watched Formula One for several seasons, and I still haven't all figured it out.
So a lot of teams started off soft, went hard, and then saved soft. Red Bull went for soft, saved hard, which was from what I understand, logistically, it was a bold decision, barring that they didn't have any crashes or yellow flags. So, because tires, soft compounds will wear through quicker than hard compounds.
Oh, very much so.
But you get a faster pace out of a soft compound than a hard compound.
Well, and you have to remember, tires are going to wear way faster at 200 miles an hour.
Right, especially if they're soft.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was interesting that they went soft, and then when Ferrari blew that engine on lap 40 out of 57, I was like, "Ooh, this is the drama that we were looking for." You know what I mean? I was actually excited to see a yellow flag come out to see what would happen. You know, but no caution came out, so it didn't like restack the group and put them back close together.
If it's not in the main drag, if it's not in the way they want.
So he got to move out of the way in a really good spot, but I was really curious to see how that would like reshuffle the decks, if you will,
And sometimes it does. Sometimes it does.
So I'm curious to see. The next one is Saudi Arabia, if I remember correctly. So I'm curious to see how that all plays out. What I don't understand is the geographical layout of each event, because it seems like they really hop around the world, in a very sporadic manner.
It's not efficient.
No. And it's like,
but go ahead.
It's like, okay, they have this cap on money, right? But they're also spending all this money traveling to different parts of the world, where it's like they go to the Middle East for 2 events, and they go to America for one, and then they go to Europe for another one, and they go back to America, and they go to, Italy, and they go to Canada. It's like all these really...
the Formula One calendar, it's based on, I mean, they can bid for like a better, it does not look efficient, and it isn't efficient.
Right.
But they do it for a reason. They have a specific calendar for a specific reason.
Sure.
Based on the places, not so much the races or the drivers.
Right, yeah.
I
just thought that was
basically
interesting.
Who pays more money.
Yeah. Which is very interesting. So I'm curious to see more like the team dynamics and starting to understand the drivers and what they bring to the teams, where each manufacturer sits, their strong suits. I didn't realize that Red Bull had a support team essentially. So that's interesting. They use the same engines, same car essentially, placed lower, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty interested in learning about all that sort of
You'll
stuff.
find driver has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. But you'll also start learning, which drivers take risks and it pays off at which track versus which drivers take risk and it doesn't pay off.
Interesting.
Yeah. You can get real deep with it.
Mm-hmm.
I, in kindred spirit kind of thing, I thought about watching a WRC race when it was on, and I didn't.
Well, none has happened since then, so you're okay.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah, so it'd be great to pick it up next year.
Well, you have, speaking of which, Rally Mexico is the 16th through the 19th.
Yeah.
So
I have a chance.
Yes, you have a chance.
Think about it.
And I will be reminding you.
Cool. Please do.
Yes, and you can download the app for free on your TV. You can watch it on Red Bull TV for anybody else that wants to follow along. So Red Bull has their own app, and they have their own TV channel, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So they highlight a lot of like the rally championships, the Drift Masters. You can watch that live when it comes on. Drift Masters is amazing.
I bet. I haven't seen it.
So good. So in the realm of like bigger championships, there's Drift Masters, Formula D, and like the two are completely different. I tried watching both last year as a comparison. Formula D was like dry and boring. Drift Masters was like fun, energetic, like it was
Smoking the tires off
much fun. Like the drivers are like really, really close battles every single race. Where Formula D, like each round was like really the drivers were really far away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
It was so different. Like the cars are set up differently.
Formula D is syndicated. It's more rules. I honestly think that the reason Formula One isn't as exciting as it used to be is because all the rules. And I get it. People are living. When they smash into walls, they're living.
Right. Yes.
Like, I mean, can you imagine getting to watch a Formula One race or a Grand Prix race when Jim Clark was driving?
Oh gosh.
Or Senna.
Yeah.
Or Fangio or any of these guys. Like,
yeah.
Like, can you imagine watching the Formula One race with Hunt versus Lauda?
Oh gosh. Jeez.
What a electric event that probably was.
Yes. Because like back then, I mean, like the cars do a lot now, whereas then, yes, the cars were important, but a lot of it
was driver. Yeah.
It was probably 70% driver, 30% car.
Well, and
that's
Hamilton
fair.
did an interview recently where he said, I have to stay a certain weight because even if I decide to, instead of a salad, I have a cheeseburger. Or like a steak. He said that changes how fast my car is.
That's crazy.
Like what?
Yeah, and you see like the old Formula One drivers, like drinking a bunch and eating a bunch, and And
but it's true. Like in a car that light, it would make a difference. I mean, those cars are light.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me of WRC. I will watch it.
I will. And it's interesting. So for those not familiar with WRC, give you a little bit of the pre-drama and maybe yourself a little bit of like the pre-drama. So Toyota has been very dominant over the last couple of years. Kalle Rovanperä won last year. He's the youngest ever to win a WRC Drivers' Championship. So just like Formula One, there's Drivers and Manufacturer Championships. So Toyota won both last year. Hyundai has been kind of hit or miss. They actually hired a former Formula One team principal as their lead team principal. So that's going to add some interesting stuff to it. M Sport has always kind of been the support leg of it, because if you have two teams, you really don't have a WRC championship, so you have to have at least three. But now they have a former world championship on their team, back on their team. So he won in Sweden. He's a very talented driver.
What's his name?
Oyt Tanak. Ottantk. Yes. I think he's Finnish, I believe.
That tracks.
Yes.
So his interviews must be electrifying.
They're very Sporadic.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very hard to understand sometimes.
I love when like the Finns and the Sweet, like all those guys come and get their interviews because they're either nuts or the Kimi Räikkönens of the world.
Yeah.
You know, when you were on this turn and you were doing this and this, how did you feel? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
you could put a cinder block in front of it.
How did you feel? Good.
Yeah.
You know, like
you could put a cinder block in front of the microphone and have a better conversation.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Than him. Yeah, so that's kind of the drama behind a lot of the WRC stuff, you know. And the other cool thing about WRC is the changing atmospheres, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we had snow last event.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the weather,
gravel.
the atmospheric pressure, everything makes a difference in WRC.
Yep. So like Mexico's really it's prone to big rocks, so you get more punctures. So the drivers have to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have Estonia, where the roads are really, really wide and sweepy and fast, lots of big jumps, you know, so that plays a huge different factor into it. So in that regard, seeing Formula One through that perspective, I'm interested to see how each driver approaches each circuit. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What I would encourage you to do is start at the beginning of a season.
Yep. Check.
Yeah. And watching, don't focus on one driver, just kind of watch the board.
Yeah.
And like last year, Mick Schumacher, who's a personal favorite of mine because of his father.
Yes.
He started in one race, he got like 6 pole positions. And he started racing really well. And Sebastian Vettel was kind of his mentor because Michael Schumacher was his mentor. And I get emotional thinking about that because I just love that, you know. And somebody asked Sebastian, they said, yeah, he drove really well this race. And he goes, yeah, he got angry.
Yeah.
He got mad.
Yeah.
And it worked. Yeah. Because it does. Yeah. And so he was a rookie last year. I'm really interested to see what he does in the next few years. I'm really interested to see if this is going to be the year either Hamilton goes back on top or he retires.
Oh, yeah. Because he placed 6.
He's becoming the Tom Brady of Formula One.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hang it up.
How many championships does he have? 7?
Yeah.
7, yeah.
But like he's raced like not very well the last.
Yeah.
Like he just ever since Verstappen, because of that that caution flag was taken and he went around him and won. Ever since he stole that championship from him, he's not been the same driver.
Which is interesting from a championships perspective, like a champion's perspective. You know what I mean?
All up here.
Yeah.
It's all mental.
Absolutely.
I like watching. I gravitate towards the drivers like Vettel, like Ricciardo, who are just, they like to win, but they're there to also have fun.
Right. Yes.
And Sebastian Vettel is a great example of somebody who has fun because he pushes other drivers on the track. He may not win, but he will make you flip and work for whatever position he has. Yeah. And if you're in front of him, he will make you work to keep it. And that's the kind of drivers I find the most exciting to watch.
Yeah.
I can't stand Max Verstappen.
Right.
He's a punk.
Yeah.
And he's a good driver. He's not great.
Right.
He's not going to go down in history as one of the greats.
Sure.
And Sebastian Vettel will. Daniel Ricciardo will. Nico Rosberg, who was Mercedes Petronas. Yeah. And he was my personal favorite. Watching Nico Rosberg race was like watching a savant play an instrument or watching a brilliant composer conduct a symphony.
Interesting.
Did he always win? No. But did he know what he was doing? Yes. Nico Rosberg was an amazing driver. And I really enjoyed watching him.
Yeah.
The other, I mean, when I first got into Formula One, it was just Michael Schumacher was leaving, but he was still a force, and he had it. He just, like Jim Clark, he just had it.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's all across the board. There's WRC guys, we've talked about them, who just have it.
Yep.
You know, there's NASCAR guys who just have it.
Yep.
You know, Dale Earnhardt Sr. He just had it, man. And he I really like watching the drivers who just have it.
Yeah. And I think there's a difference. Like the drivers that have it love to drive. Like they'll
get their hands on anything.
Yes. Like Sebastian Loeb, you know, he's a 9-time WRC world champion.
Loeb is a great example. Mario Andretti. Mario Andretti, you can put him in any car you want.
Yep. And
he's an older guy now.
Yeah.
You put him in any car you want. Nigel Mansell, same thing. And he's big and he's old and fat now. You know, and you're right. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference.
What's interesting is how sim racing has been influencing racing in general. You know.
Yes, I saw an article the other day about drifting.
Yeah.
And how, from sim to real life, and how so much better they were. Like, because it just carries over.
Yep. So there was a really interesting video done by, oh man, I can't remember. It was a European publication, but they took the winner of the European Drift Masters Championship, and they took the winner of the E-Drifting Championship. Gave the winner of the E Championship an actual car, and within one lap, he's tandem with this professional.
Wow.
Yeah. And just absolute in his comfort zone. And it was so...
It's eerie almost.
That's what I was going to say. It was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to feel about it, but it kind of gave me hope, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially thinking about me and like what I'm trying to do in my racing quote unquote career, you know, like what would happen if I got a sim, you know, because I've kind of knocked it for a while in the back of my mind, like, oh, it's just kind of dumb. You're just kind of like hanging out in your living room, you know, playing the sim, but really, like it could be really beneficial, you know.
Well, yeah, and you know especially when you know, and I obviously we're Forza fans, but Gran Turismo is the staple of a racing simulation.
Yep.
And that's why it's interesting, because Microsoft, Turn 10 Studios, owned by Microsoft, they pulled all of the Forza Motorsports off the Xbox store.
Right.
They pulled them.
Yeah.
And people freaked out.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going back to the drawing board, and we're going to build something better.
Yep.
And that took a lot of guts to say that, hey, we didn't do this right.
Yeah.
But it because it cost them money to pull those. But now, from what I've seen of Forza Motorsport, the one that's about to come out,
it's awesome.
It's going to change. Now, I don't think they're going to dive to the depths of and I highly encourage anybody who wants to experience a racing simulator that is its own symphony, buy a PS5 and play Gran Turismo 7. I got to play it for about 20 minutes, and it is, because we've talked about how Forza Horizons 4 and Forza Horizons 5, the driving dynamics, 5, they're stale. Every car drives the same. It's annoying. Gran Turismo, it's weird.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's weird. And I've toyed with the idea of buying a PlayStation just for that.
Yeah.
Just for that.
Yeah.
And Ghost of Tsushima, but it's fine. Yeah, I think you should build. You've talked about it many times. I think you should build a sim, just even as a experiment. But I think you're going to learn. I think a couple things. I think just off the top of my head, it's going to do for you. One, I think it's going to teach you how to hit apexes. Yeah, like a son of a bitch. Two, I think it's going to teach you basically physics, the physics of racing. Without jeopardizing what you have in real life. Right. I think if you do a sim next winter, coming the spring with SCCA.
Yep.
I think you're going to see a huge difference.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how this compares and contrasts. So, I mean, that's been this whole like motorsport escapade for me, is comparing and contrasting, starting with a stock car on the worst setup possible, and then slowly adding to make it better, or what I would hope it would be.
You've inspired me to try to find something.
Really?
Well, I've talked about getting an old Civic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to get, but I would like to get into that.
Yeah.
I love racing.
Mm-hmm. And
and I want to get into asphalt, like what you're doing.
Yeah.
And start, building a car.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a Civic,
awesome.
like a late 90s Civic.
Yes.
5-speed coupe would be a great platform.
And, yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, Civics have a very, very huge tuning platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, you can go grassroots SCCA or, full on time attack, like there's a huge range in there. People even made them into drift cars.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a great introductory chassis.
That's why you picked the Focus.
Yeah.
It's a great chassis for what you wanted to do.
Yeah. In both disciplines.
Oh, this is great conversation. I love great conversation.
Mm-hmm. I forget that we're recording. Like,
no, that's when I know we're doing it right. Yes. I really do think that this Ford Focus platform build thing that you're doing has made you appreciate, and this is a big statement here, it's Culture Beast statement here. I think it's made you appreciate automobiles more.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I think it's you now are in tune with a car. Like I came out and saw you, and you, I mean, you were pulling times very close to cars. You were punching way above your weight class.
Thanks.
And that's wicked.
Yeah.
Because it was your first year of doing it.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that was towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Think about if you could practice and hone those and keep those skills sharp during the
winter. Yeah, during the break.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah, and that's the thing I struggle with most is seat time. Like the last rally event was only my third. And I had a couple times that were comparable to the Subarus. Now, like the actual timesheets came out, and the guy closest to the Subarus was in basically a stock, like Hyundai whatever, right? But he's been doing rallycross since it started in Montana for like 3 years, so he has a lot more seat time than I do, and it's based on like cumulative time. So every time that you get adds, except for you drop your worst one, and then every time adds to it. So whereas I'm trying to find the limit of where I'm comfortable and where it's reckless,
Yeah.
Because, over that limit, you're going to spin, you could wreck, and then it adds to like the worst time. So, like going around the oval track at the last event was just like felt so chaotic, and I knew like I couldn't push it much further than what I could have.
Well, and that's just it, is finding that balance of pushing it to the limit but not over the limit. And that's what seat time does. I'm excited.
And part of it is preparation, because I in hindsight, I probably could have messed with my tire pressure a little bit and gotten some faster times, aired it down a little bit, so I had more grip. I didn't even think about that until I saw somebody like checking their tire pressure. I'm like, dang, I could have done that. Well,
and the other thing too is with these new sticky tires, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
You're going to have to. I'm excited to see what you do.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see.
I want to make more events this season too.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun. So the changes that I made this year is a racing seat, which the last event made a huge difference already.
Yeah. Racing wheel.
Yep. Seat belts. The wheel will be really big, and then sticky tires and a wider track width.
Yeah. So that's going to be. I can't wait.
And just on a stock engine, intentionally.
Yeah.
Like I have no intake. I have no different filter.
And is that the next step?
That's the next step. Yeah. So this year I want to just focus on tires, seat, kind of like not performance enhancing, like to the car, but performance enhancing to how I am interacting with the car, and then start adding power to it.
Yeah, because it goes back to the old adage, and you and I have talked about this. If you can make a slow car fast, you can make a fast car even faster.
Right.
Period.
I think the one thing that I will change is spark plugs and spark plug wires, because I'm curious about.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah, and I don't know the difference yet, so I'm curious about like the underlying things. Even alternators. I guess an alternator can make a huge difference on the performance of your car, which I didn't even think about.
And it's not something you would think about.
Right. So I'm curious to add some of those things before I add, like a big intake and a big, exhaust manifold and like those sorts of things, turbos, whatever. So I'm wildly curious to see how that stuff affects it. So
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I hope you can find a platform that would.
Yeah, we'll see. I've got some of the things I got to deal with right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I had surgery.
Yep.
A couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And that's a hefty bill.
Yeah.
And just I'm trying to be more intentional and more. I'm trying to be more responsible.
Yeah.
With money. And some days I do great, and other days I don't.
Same.
Yep. But I'll get there.
Of course.
I'm going to pivot.
Yeah,
if
please.
I can.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this because we send each other cars during the 2 weeks between episodes. We send each other a list of cars on Forza to build. And we build them our way, and then we show each other and kind of, that's cool.
Compare
I
and
never
contrast.
thought of that.
Yeah.
What do you think if you could? It's a two-part question. I'll start with the first one.
Okay.
What do you think so far has been the perfect resto mod
That we've built?
No. Period. That you know of in this world.
The perfect resto mod.
Yeah. Done for all angles. The power, the body changes, everything. Like interior changes, everything. What do you think is the best example of a resto mod taken to its highest level?
That's
part one.
This is going to be a left field,
Controversial. Like it.
Not super. I haven't had time to stew on this thought, obviously, since you just proposed it.
Sprung it on you.
There is a form of Beetle class called the German look. And it's essentially taking Porsche guts and putting it into a Beetle. Like power plant, brakes. You can get like wider arches. I've
seen them.
Yeah, and they are cool. For a car that you can pick up a shell for free, basically. And then, find parts to add.
More the Porsche stuff that's expensive.
Yeah. But, it's something that you can basically do at your house, you know, with, a series of wrenches, and basic knowledge. So, I think that's probably one of the better. If you're somewhat competent, you can probably make that work, And with the, Beetles being around forever, Porsches being around forever, basically being the same platform, you can make them look really cool. They can perform really well.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've never met a Beetle owner that didn't make the Beetle their own. I've never, and I don't know if there's any other car out there that is like that.
That's probably true. That's probably a very true statement.
Yeah. Because Beetle owners, they make the car their own, like the suitcase.
Yeah.
Nate Lohmuller's a great example with the rack and this, that's his car.
Yeah. They're very tailored to you. So in building a resto mod car, you can resto mod however you want, inexpensively. Yeah. Relatively inexpensively.
And if you think about all the Beetle people we know, each Beetle is kind of theirs.
Yeah. Even my Beetle's uniquely mine.
It's yours. The Dune Buggy is yours,
Yeah.
What do you think? I think one of the greatest resto mods so far, the Ring brothers took an AMC Javelin GTX, and I think that is the greatest example of what is possible. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it is stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the greatest because like they've done other resto mods, but the body's pretty much the same. This Javelin they did, I mean they changed the body. It is the greatest for me, the greatest example. And Ring Brothers are so good at this. The greatest example of what can be with a resto mod.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course. It's almost
wonderful.
it's almost like they transcend what was, what could be, and what hasn't happened yet.
Yep.
You know,
I agree.
like that that K5 Blazer that they brought to SEMA this last year.
Real.
Unbelievable.
And
every aspect of that thing was, and it's completely different what they built before.
Yep.
And it just shows the broad stroke of their talent.
Well, and resto mods are you have to be intentional.
You do.
You have to be.
Yes. And you have to be creative.
You have to be.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that can be done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's so many different, like, I love these guys that are doing, you know, they're putting old, like 4.5 liter Bentleys and stuff on new chassis.
Yeah.
Like with new everything.
Yeah.
And so it's dependable. You can drive it wherever.
Yeah.
I just love that.
Mm-hmm.
Second part of the question.
Mm-hmm.
If you could do any resto mod, what would be your platform and engine choice? That's a culture beast conversation.
That's a really good one. Any resto mod.
Would you like me to go so you can think?
I would. Yeah, I like some inspiration on this.
So I've thought a lot about this because I love old cars.
Yes.
I love old European cars, especially.
Yes.
But I love old cars, period.
Mm-hmm.
I have always wanted to do an old 61 Coupe de Ville on a all-wheel drive S8 chassis.
Ooh. Interesting.
S8 has the V10 or the W12.
Mm-hmm.
All-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice suspension. Really great workings. And I think it would be really cool to bring it into the future with digital gauges and disc brakes and things like that. LED lights and everything. But keep that classic style.
Yeah.
And I think if I did it, I would chop it.
Ooh, interesting.
I would make it low and slow on that. But I would make it... and this is controversial, but I wouldn't put it on bags. I'd put it on nice
coilovers?
GT suspension, Audi suspension.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would do that adjustable magnetic suspension that everybody's doing now.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Comfort, sport, whatever. And I would just make a cross-continental. I'd make a GT car out of it.
Mm-hmm. I like that a lot.
My second one,
Yes.
if I had to choose,
Yes.
is I would take a Series 3 XJ6 like I had,
Mm-hmm.
and I would bring it into the modern world.
Okay.
And they've done it.
Okay.
Jag did it
Yeah.
for the drummer of drummer I think of Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I think you.
I brought it up before.
Mhm,
That
yeah.
is a great
Beautiful
example
car.
of a restaurant.
Yeah, there's on that topic. There's a company called Swallows Racing, and the name is homage to
A bird. No, I'm kidding.
a bird. Well, the guy who. I'm trying to remember how the story goes. I think it was one of the originators of Jag and the racing program. It's like they're trying to pay homage, taking the modern Jags or like the early 2000s Jags that were kind of slept on and making them like performance cars, which is really interesting. I mean, that's kind of what Jag was trying to do. You know, take these cars and make them performance cars, right?
Yep.
So it's pretty cool in that regard. I don't know why, but I thought my first thought was like a speedster boat tail, something like a speedster,
Like an Auburn boat tail.
Yeah. Something like that. That is.
And they've like Chip Foose did one,
Uh-huh.
the Bugnati, and
yeah,
they've done several.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be a really fun.
Those are dope.
Something that is very livable, you know.
Yeah.
Something that's like reliable, dependable.
And that's really one of the things of the resto mod is that you want to bring it to where you can drive it every day,
any day. Yeah, without any.
Well, same like
fuss.
we talked about the Mini.
Mm-hmm.
Putting an old SI motor in it or a Hayabusa motor or something in it that's dependable and reliable. You put disc brakes on that and rewire it.
Yeah.
You could drive it across the country.
Yeah. Yeah, you put a good V8 in a boat tail.
Something I love about those cars is the
Mhm.
exterior coiled exhaust.
Yeah.
That, for me, when exhaust came out of the hood down through the chassis to go out the
Mhm.
car, because they didn't want to put it in the middle.
Yeah.
They didn't want to put it integrated into the car.
Yeah.
This is back when you were given a chassis and then a coach builder built you a
Mhm.
car. And if you think about it, it also brings up another conversation, but like how they had to get around
Mhm.
that stuff. But
yeah.
I love a good coiled exhaust.
Yeah.
The exterior.
Yeah.
I love that.
And nowadays you could metal print that.
Yep.
You just put that in a CAD file and it will print you that thing.
Like that.
Yep.
I love that.
With way more efficiency and better metal.
I could see you, honestly, resto modding an old like Scout or Bronco or something that, SUV and slamming it.
Slamming it? I could see that. One thing that I've been really interested in, people are starting to take the first generation Discoveries and resto modding those.
Yes.
Which is like, it's resto mod in this, not in the sense that it's like a classic car, but they were just big piles of shit from the factory.
Well, they were.
Yeah. And so people are taking them and making them actually like good driving cars, like reliable. Like you're not shearing the starter from the block like what I did in mine just by turning it off.
Yeah, it really is like just normal stuff would kill the car.
Yes. And there's some really cool ones coming out. Some people you can literally get them for like $100 because they break and then they cost so much to fix.
Yeah.
So there's
and you put a Chevy V8 and LS3 or something.
They're becoming more and more common to swap in them. Like I saw one for sale for $1,000 and like, should I buy this? And I said, no, I should not buy this because I have several other projects I do have a goal. I have several goals this year, but I would like to get my Porsche running in time for the All Euro show in August. I think that'd be really fun.
I would like you to get that Porsche running, period.
Yes. But like having that goal of like getting it running and driving to be able to potentially take it there would be, that's a ways away, you know? And
you can do it.
I think so.
You've got a lot of.
I got it started.
You've got a lot of projects.
I do.
Right now.
I do. But I think that'd be a good goal. I think those early Porsches could be a really cool resto mod project.
Dude, you threw an inline six in that.
Speaking of inline six, Mazda has came out with a new inline six.
Really?
Yes, and here they are awesome.
Really?
Yeah,
what are they putting it in?
They want an SUV right now, which is interesting.
Well, that's a great test platform.
It is. Yeah, for power and what you can get out of it, throwing that engine to a big bulky SUV and then being able to put that into a car. Yeah,
I'm
imagine
interested to see that.
Yeah, imagine seeing the return of the inline six would be.
That would. How I feel about inline sixes.
Yes,
I think a tuned inline six with the proper exhaust is one of the best sounding things you can have.
Yeah, and updated so they're like.
Yeah, Mercedes did inline sixes till the early 2000s, and it was a shame when they stopped.
Yeah,
but inline sixes for me are just in a passenger car, just an everyday car. It makes so much sense to me.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like how people are starting to approach alterations of the internal combustion engine.
Well, they're having to with all the laws that are. We're gonna see. 10 years ago, you bought an AMG, you got a 5.5 liter hand-built V8. Now you get a 4-liter twin turbo. BMW's bulletproof engine was that 4.4 liter V8. Now you get a 4 liter.
Can I tell you something that I really hope to see in the future of car manufacturing? Cars that are not made to be consumables.
I don't know if we're going to get canceled over that or not, but that is a statement. It's so true. I worked at Honda for a hot minute, and it was just a hot minute.
It really was.
But they would, all Hondas, 0 weight 20.
Yeah.
That's thin.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and I'll be the controversial one to say it, so Spencer can come fill my shoes when I get shot. But I think that car manufacturers are building cars now to replace the engines before your loan is up.
Exactly.
I really do.
They're consumables.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes to that. And I was thinking about that the other day about how, I got 120. I just rolled 120,000 on that Titan, and it's running strong.
Yeah.
It's a powerful little motor.
Yeah. So what I'm interested in seeing is people that manufacturers that build cars that are made for the long haul.
They used to.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got, cars now are just north of a cell phone, know?
Wow. That's a statement. And it's true.
It is. And most of it is the technology that's going into it. Because, you're not replacing the screen in a 2010 whatever that had, the most advanced technology then,
And also, to branch off this, lights. All these LED lights that they're putting in these cars. One, they're not producing enough heat.
Right.
Like that was Rivian's problem. All the lights would ice over and they wouldn't thaw because of the heat from the LED.
Yeah.
But also, if a light bulb goes, you have to replace the whole thing. Yeah. It's a closed circuit unit.
And a Volvo XC90, it's $2,000 to replace your light bulb because you have to buy a whole new headlight.
Yeah.
A whole new headlight assembly. $2,000 to replace a headlight bulb. Pretty interesting stuff. So that's one thing that I'm hoping that car manufacturers start to do is become less consumables, more proud to own those cars.
I will piggyback off of that and say something I hope car manufacturers do.
Please.
I hope car manufacturers go back to having fun with the cars they build. I want to see a car manufacturer have fun with a car they build. Yeah. They be excited that it's coming out because of the car, not the money. And I was really hoping this 400Z was going to be like that, and it doesn't seem to be. But you know what I mean? I would like to see car manufacturers start having fun again. Doing stuff because they can.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any.
So the EB110 Bugatti, Ferrari F40, they had the windows that only half the window went down. Let's do that again. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, those were cool.
And it was literally to keep your hair from blowing around.
Yeah.
Freaking love that. I love that.
I'm trying to think of any cars that are manufacturers of building cars just for fun, just because they can.
Nobody.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah, and maybe that's something we come back to, but
yeah.
I don't think there's any car manufacturer that's having fun right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because they can't or if they're not choosing to.
No, they're not choosing to. They could.
Yeah, I just don't know what EPA rules and.
Well, I take it back. I think a car that they built solely because they could, and it was solely based on having a fun time behind the wheel, was the GR Yaris.
I was just gonna say.
Because that doesn't make sense, that car. But it just looks like a blast to drive.
Yes.
It just looks like I've never seen anybody driving it that didn't have a smile on their face.
Exactly. It shouldn't. That car should not exist.
No.
Nobody should have made that car. Just looping back around to Toyota's doing the best right now.
They are, but even that, they're not having fun with any other car.
In their lineup, yeah, I think they're having fun with pretty much everything except for the Sienna. You can get a TRD and
the Crown is in that lineup.
Basically everything.
The Crown is in that lineup.
Yeah, the Crown sucks. You like the Crown though?
I like it. I like how it looks. I like now that I've seen it in person.
Yeah,
it's bigger than you think it is.
Yeah,
I think they're gorgeous.
I'd have to, like I said last time, I'd have to see one to like it.
I will say, I think you're right though. Toyota is the only. Because all the car manufacturers that used to do bonkers shit and have fun are gone. The one that comes to mind is TVR. TVR, they had sideways exhaust.
Yeah.
They had fins everywhere. Their headlights made no sense.
Yeah.
Their cockpits were fun. Like the whole car was bonkers. I love that. Citroen. The Citroens they used to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bonkers.
I think you could call Scion in that neighborhood of just just bonkers, kind of just crazy weird cars.
Well, they were trying to appeal to a younger demographic. Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
They thought way out of the box. They could make this big old bread box and
people bought them.
Turbo it. Yeah, they
people
were
bought them.
Cult classic for a long time.
Yeah.
One other thing in manufacturer thing that piqued my radar this last week. Subaru has a new CEO, and he's younger. Yeah, that's what I have. A little bit of hope.
Yeah, but don't give me a little bit of hope.
No, one thing that was a little alarming. So he wants to fast track the STI project. He wants to get that going again, which is cool. But he talked about either EV or oh my gosh, why am I thinking of
hydrogen?
No. The one that's gas and electric.
Hybrid.
Yes, thank you. I don't know why I can think of that. Hybrid STI.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I think so too.
You get so much more power out of it.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant idea. And unfortunately, with the laws that are coming into place, that is the next. I mean, there's going to come a day where you're going to have a hybrid 911.
I heard a statistic today that Ford is scheduled to lose like $5 billion in 2030 with the change to EV. $5 billion because they have to lose that money.
Yeah. Well, and they'll get government subsidies and shit, but it's not going to equivalent to
profit.
$5 billion.
Yeah.
The thing about these laws is that you are being told what to do by somebody who's never built a car before.
Right.
Who has no idea about infrastructure.
Right.
Or else, here's the thing. I'll say it. I'll get canceled. If politicians knew about infrastructure, we wouldn't have the problems that we have.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolute crock of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't tell politicians what tax brackets and where to put them where.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
Don't tell car manufacturers how to build their cars. Because the next thing you know, we're going to have another 2008, and we don't no government has the money to bail them out.
That's a fact. Especially ours.
Yeah. Yeah. But I hope they also, with this new guy with Subaru, I hope he also understands that going back to, while the future is coming, looking towards the future is not a bad thing.
Right.
Going back to basics can be a good thing as
Absolutely.
well. A two-door STI.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A
Two-door
freaking G86 with a turbo. That's what they've been wanting from the start. Nissan's doing it. Why can't them?
The other thing I would like to see car manufacturers go back to is I would like to see them go back, and this is totally selfish. I want to see them go back to pop-up headlights. I'm sorry, I do.
I do too.
I really do.
Yeah, I love pop-up headlights.
They can do such cool shit with them now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Ooh. I thought of something I've been wanting to bring up for a long time.
Okay, let's bring it up.
It might be the one thing that car manufacturers have not done since the 90s.
Whoa.
3-piece wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no company.
Talk about an art form.
No company is doing 3-piece wheels anymore.
Talk about an art form.
Yes. They used to come standard on a few cars.
Yeah, BMW.
Most of the BMWs.
Yeah, BMW. You got 3-piece wheels.
Yes.
Porsche.
How cool would that be if, Porsche was like, we're doing 3-piece wheel. That would be amazing.
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
And even wheel companies now aren't really. I mean, HRE does some. They have a 3-piece line.
Yep.
And a couple of them do, but like for the most part.
Yeah, a lot of, the Japanese wheels, work. Those companies, they still have 3-piece wheels, but it's not like BBS still, you can still get some BBS stuff.
But like I'm talking like, I guess the newer wheel companies that have come out, 1552, things like that.
They make 3 pieces.
Yeah, but they don't, it's not their bread and butter. And it used to be.
Yeah.
That used to be top of the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and BBSs now are super sought after. The old BBSs, they go for, $5,000.
Yeah.
Especially their original, So that's one thing that car manufacturers have not done, is brought back a 3-piece wheel.
So really we've summed up that car manufacturers are stupid.
And there is some glimmers of hope every once in a while.
Yeah, but something I've learned from car manufacturers is that we're not going to get any of that hope back.
Yeah.
You've always been more optimistic than me.
I have, and I think we've forecasted, like the battle of the 90s, coupes making a return, and they did.
Yep. We've been right about a lot of shit.
A lot, an eerie amount.
Yeah,
it's almost like if people looked at us too closely, they think we would have some insider information that we may or may not have.
I'm just saying, like, start listening to us, because
we're right.
Yeah, we've been right. We have. It's a very good ratio for us.
It really is.
I mean, it really is. We've done well.
We have done well.
Grasshopper, we've done well. Well, I think that's a good note.
I was just thinking that. Yeah,
it's a good note. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, we appreciate all the feedback. It's just been
it
was really nice to see people being responding to the last episode really well.
Active.
And
ooh, speaking of last episode,
yes.
I have to recant.
Yes,
I have a recant.
Give the recanter.
I said, it's next to the board stretcher. I said on the last episode the last podcast that Tyler gave me the appreciation values, and it wasn't. It was Torin. Torin Zonfrelli, who I would love to have on. He just put out his first line, the Grey Wolf Summit of Z Cigars.
Yeah, super excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually just did, and there's going to be an article coming out about that on Culture Beast's page here soon. We did so he wanted to kind of know more about his cigar and the flavor profile, and we actually did an alcohol tasting.
Yes.
And we did a rum, a bourbon, a gin, and a wine. And I used James May's gin.
Ooh.
And it really held up well.
Cool.
It was actually a couple people, because we had certain, Andy Austin was there. It was actually a couple people's favorite pairing.
Really? Huh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to maybe next episode to do that. To do just the gin with a hand, maybe a cigar. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
And see what you think. Because your palate is very, very well trained.
Thank you. Yeah, so piggybacking on that, there's a couple changes coming for Culture Beast.
Yes, let's talk about that real quick.
So I am going to start attempting to do a Monday and Friday kind of like a news thing, you could call it, like things that are happening from the weekend and carry on through the week, and things that happen from the week that are carrying into the weekend. Yep. I kind of have my pulse on that a little bit, and then Hugh is going to be doing more of a blog style kind of reporting and some stuff, which is going to be really, really fun because he's a really talented writer, and that is his wheelhouse. Yeah.
And it is going to be more content about this. It's going to fill in the gaps, I think. And
I've been doing some research on equipment to purchase to be able to allow to have more guests on.
Yeah, that is something that's very important to us.
On, since we have been talking about it for a long time and haven't really. And mostly it's just setup, because we only have limitations on what we can do now. Yes, that and mixer and all that stuff. That just doesn't work well to have two people on or more than two people on.
And that is the next step.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're keeping in mind too when we are changing things that we are also going more towards being able to be mobile to start doing some of the Culture Beast trips that we've talked about.
Yep, exactly.
Because we took a little hiatus, and we've taken hiatuses before, and the thing that struck me was that we always came back to Culture Beast. Yes. And I don't want to take another hiatus. I don't. I want to keep evolving in real time and keeping that conversation open between us and the people who listen about growing, so we don't have to take these hiatuses. And obviously, life happens, but and that is what it is. But I think that trying to be intentional about that is huge. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Absolutely. Well, on that note, thank you for watching. Yeah, we appreciate all the feedback. Keep the feedback coming. It was really, really fun. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to continue this. So yeah, it's kind of cold in here now. Yeah. On that note, this is Culture Beast. This is Culture Beast signing off. Roll the what? Oh, that's you. I'll just let you do it.
Deep, beep, jeep, 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 beep.
You made robot noises instead?
Yes.
What do you usually say?
I don't know.
You say something like roll the tape or cue the music.
Cue the music.
Damn it. That's what he says. It's
Deep,
okay.
beep, jeep, jeep,
No, you don't. No, you're supposed to. You're supposed to. No. Okay. Nobody wants to see this.
Boots and cats and boots and cats.
What is it?
Boots and cats and boots and cats.
Boots and cat? I thought it was boots and pants.
Boots and cats.
I thought it was boots and pants.
That's a hat.
Boots and pants.
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
Yeah,
That's it.
we're gonna
That's it.
go.
That's it.
Yeah, we're gonna go.